g'day, welcome to episode 2 of the Side by Side Australia podcast. I'm here today with Mr. President, Mark Baker, from CBS Bins here in beautiful South Australia. We're going to have a chat about our up and coming ride next weekend.
Yep.
So we're going up to the Flinders Ranges, which is awesome. Before we do that, I want to have a bit of a chat about our history and our background. I'm not going to talk about the fact that my wife used to have the hots for you when she was a little kid or anything. So I've known you for a lot of years through Quad Riders SA, through the Quad Club, through a lot of the tours that we've done, all on quads. But your dad was best mates with my father-in-law.
Correct.
We didn't know any of this, and then all of a sudden it all clicked one day.
Together, yep.
Yeah, so all through motorsport. So you've been riding motorbikes forever?
Yeah, 7.
Since you're 7?
Yep.
Yeah, wow. Okay, and it's always been 4 wheels or 2 wheels?
No, started on 2 wheels, mini bikes, 3-star mini bike club. Then we went to Speedway with Junior Speedway, Sidewinders.
Yep.
And then went to 4 wheels with Formula 500s and sort of stuck with 4 wheels since then.
Yeah, and you travel overseas with your brother, Steve?
I went over with Steve for a couple of months, many years ago when he raced solos over there.
Yeah, so what was he?
World under 21 champion.
Yeah, wow, okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay, so it's always been motorsport and bikes and everything.
It's in your blood, you can't get rid of it.
That's it. And so now you're swinging over to, obviously you're still doing the quad thing with your family all the time.
Yep.
But you're swinging over to do a bit of side-by-side stuff as well. And thank you so much for coming on board and helping us out.
Oh, thank you.
It's a bit of a challenge getting a club started, isn't it?
It's a bit of work.
But we're getting there. Between the three of us and then all the other gang we've got around us.
Yep.
We are definitely getting there.
Yeah, we've got the right people, so it'll work.
Yeah, for sure. So we're sitting here at CBS Bins HQ. So this is you'd be one of the biggest skip bin companies.
Yeah, one of the biggest family-owned ones. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. So a big operation going on here, trucks and things going on everywhere, and you've got eco waste solutions as well. So a big recycling.
Our recycling facility. Yep.
So
my brother Darren runs that.
Yep, beautiful. So good complex here. We're here nice and early this morning, so it's still pretty quiet. So we'll jump straight into it. So next weekend we're going to 3 different ride sites.
Yep.
So the Friday we're going to travel up to I guess it's central Flinders Ranges.
Yeah, right? Almost northern. Yeah.
Almost northern.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of a hike for people if they're coming from Melbourne. Even from Adelaide, it's probably 5 hours or something. It's a fair distance, but wow, what a property.
Yeah, it's definitely worth the ride.
I'm looking forward to having a look at the footage that we capture.
Yep.
So if you're coming along, bring a GoPro, bring a drone, bring whatever you want and capture as many stills and videos as you can, and I'll definitely be putting a video together week after next when we get back.
Yep.
So everyone can see what we've been up to. And then a month later, we're doing another Flinders Ranges ride, which is even further north.
Yes.
But we'll talk about that one later. So you've done 2 of these tracks?
Yes.
So which ones have you done?
I've done the Bunkers Conversation, which is Carnarvon.
Yep.
And Willow Springs Skytrack we've done many times.
Yep, beautiful.
Great places, great people.
Yep. So it used to be all one loop?
Correct. And then the Carnarvon became a sanctuary for the yellow-footed wallabies.
Yep.
And floral and fauna. So it's very tread lightly over there. It's stay on the tracks, do what we got to do.
About. Yep.
And it's the same as Skytrack. We stay on the tracks, we do what we got to do.
Yep.
But I've made contact with these people and took a lot of doing, but we are now allowed to use their property, which is great.
That's great. So we actually do half of the Willow Springs loop.
Correct.
And where it used to join up to do the other part, which is now the Carnarvon track.
Yep.
We've got access to that gate.
We loop through that gate and then start the other one, and then come back out of that gate and finish the Willow Springs loop.
That's going to be awesome. Is that 130
k's? About 135 k's.
Yeah, that's a good ride.
Yep.
That's a good ride. And we'll stop halfway and have lunch.
Yep.
So that's going to be a full-on day. That's Saturday.
Yes.
And then Saturday night, or Friday night, obviously, we're camping at Willow Springs Station.
Correct.
There is accommodation there if people want to book their own accommodation. I know Rhino and a couple of the other guys have booked shearers' quarters and things like that.
Yep.
I'll just be swagging it around the fire with the rest of the guys. Yeah, exactly. My swag's comfy.
Be cold.
You would definitely be cold. Definitely be cold. Have your last pee before you go to bed. Exactly. You don't want to get up in the middle of the night. That's it. Okay, so Friday night we'll be camping there. Food-wise, it's everything. Bring it yourself.
Yeah, self-sufficient. You've got to be self-sufficient. On the Friday night, Saturday night we've got the wool shed.
Yeah,
so at Lawnsley.
Saturday night you can cook your own food if you
want to.
You want to hold back on the costs a little bit.
Yep.
But the wool shed restaurant at Rawnsley Park is first class.
And it's always good to support the people that are helping us too.
Absolutely.
So it's a good idea.
Yeah, for sure. They've been really good to us, but we'll talk about that in a sec.
Yep.
So Friday night camping at Willow Springs, cook your own food. Friday night. Then on Saturday, we'll stop for lunch halfway around the track.
Do your own breakfast Saturday morning.
Yep.
Before we get cracking.
For sure.
Everyone's got to be on the track before 10:30.
Okay.
So we've got to be up and ready. All vehicles have to be out through that gate before 10:30.
Yep. Or we'll be well and truly on the track.
Oh, we'll be gone. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you and I'll be up sitting around the campfire at 4:30.
All good.
So take food to pack in your buggy
and nibbles
for lunch.
Nibbles and drinks. Yep.
Nibbles and drinks. Now this is a really cool thing. I've just come back from Tassie. We did the tour down there with Melbourne Sea-Doo.
Yep.
A great bunch of guys.
How good was that?
Yeah, it was pretty. Yeah. You've done Tassie on quads.
Yep.
You know what it's like. But yeah, west coast of Tasmania. One day, guys, we'll get there. Okay, so one of the things that we do when we're on the trail, we're constantly stopping to group up.
Yep.
Nice to get the helmet off, have a bit of a laugh. You see that? You nearly died. It's all that sort of fun stuff. And it's good to pull up and just have, if you're going to have a packet of chips or a packet of lolly snakes or something like that, get a family pack.
Yep.
And that way when you get out of your buggy, someone would have already opened a pack and they're just handing it around and you're having a snack and a bit of camaraderie. Take water. I know it's probably going to be cool, but you still want to have plenty of water. But yeah, definitely snacks are a good thing and have them accessible. Okay, so we'll stop for lunch halfway around, and then when we get back at the end of the day, we're going to pack up and head to Rawnsley Park. It's only about half an hour away, so it's not that far, and then we'll pull up there, leave the buggies on the trailers, have a beer, Woolshed restaurant for dinner if you want. There are showers there. There's not at Willow Springs, but there are toilets at Willow Springs.
Correct.
Yep. But there's a big shower block as caravan park basically out the back of Rawnsley Park.
There are some showers at Willow Springs, but it's stored water, so it'll get cold very quickly.
Yeah, okay.
They're not instantaneous.
You won't be smelly by then anyway.
No.
Come Saturday night, you will be. You'll be dusty. Trust me, you'll be dusty.
Correct.
So dinner, most of us will be at Rawnsley at the Woolshed restaurant, and then Sunday morning, these guys have been great to us. They're actually blocking the whole track for us.
Yep.
We've got exclusive rights because it's a one-way track, and then when you get to the end, you've got about 20 k's of public road to get back to Rawnsley Park. We can't do that. We don't have rego.
Yep.
So what they've done is they've blocked the whole track off, so we get all the way around to the end, turn around, and drive all the way back.
Beautiful.
I don't think anyone's ever done that before.
I don't think they've
Going
either.
backwards on that track. It's going to be interesting.
Something different.
Yeah. Well, I've done that track before. A few of us, Scoot actually, who's going to be coming on this one, and we did a tour for the Russian, Chinese, and French distributors of CF Moto.
Yep.
1,000 years ago, and we actually did that as part of the tour, and it was awesome. It's a really, really nice part of the world. Beautiful scenery. If you want to do a ride to be a racer, don't come on this one. If you want to do a ride to see some of the most amazing scenery in the country, then this is the one for you. It's going to be awesome.
Some good fun camaraderie.
Yeah, definitely. Yep. So, and it's our first ride for the club, first official ride.
Yep.
So it's going to be great. There'll be some learnings, but it's going to be awesome. The costs of it, I think it was $250.
Yep.
$250 per driver. Because that covers your access to all of the tracks. Because the tracks are like $50-$60 each, and we're doing 3 of them, so it adds up pretty quick. Your camping fees, it covers all of that. And then your $16 insurance through MA.
Yep.
That's all we're charging for. There's
$80 for passengers.
Yes, exactly right. So a passenger only pays us the $16 insurance and the camping fees.
Correct.
So that's why the passengers are so cheap. But normally we'll have a pay online system, so we know exactly who's coming. It's not quite set up yet because we're
nearly there.
Still battling that
we're nearly
one.
there.
ABNs and banks and it's lots of fun.
We're nearly there.
We're nearly there. So once that's all organised, you'll be able to pay online. But this time, just bring the money with you, and we'll fix the properties up as we get there.
Correct.
Okay, so that's what we've got coming up next week. So yeah, we'll be heading up. You're heading up early. You're going up.
Yeah, Thursday night.
But you'll stay.
We'll get halfway and then move the rest on Friday. Yep.
Yeah, but I'm going to be getting up early on Friday morning and heading up.
Yep.
We don't really need to get there till late afternoon because there's not really much we're going to be doing there.
No.
But I've
just got to go and pick up keys and stuff. So
to join the 2 tracks up.
Correct.
Yeah, but I've got a ute full of parts that I brought back from Seba in Tassie that we'll explain later, but in another episode. But I brought all them back with me, and I haven't got time to catch up with everyone. Plus, my Ram is still in Tasmania now, and I've got to fly over and get that on the boat Saturday night. So I'm not going to have a chance to give that to all the boys that I brought it over for. So we're going to be fitting a lot of that
on the day
on Friday afternoon.
Friday,
so Andy from Ostraco, you're going to be busy boy because I'm mechanically retarded. We need Andy. All right, so that's what we've got coming up next weekend. Some of the things we were going to talk about was things like Cornerman. The corner mount system. A lot of people think they know what the corner mount system is. Everyone does it a little bit different. But on this particular property, there's not really too many places you can go wrong, are there?
There's not. But if we do, the corner mount system is, so you got your leader, he will point to the next buggy behind him, leave him on that corner until I come round as the tail sweep or whoever's the tail. And then he'll wave and take off in front so that everyone knows which way to go. No one takes a wrong turn.
So if you're put in a spot as a corner man,
you stay there till
do not leave until you see sweep.
Correct.
And we'll let you know exactly who sweep is. But we're probably not going to need to run corner man this time because we'll be bunching up quite
It's pretty much just a straight track.
Yep, no worries. Okay, so that's corner man. Now comms. Pretty much all of us, certainly all the guys who are helping run the event, we're running UHFs now.
Correct.
I've got to get mine fitted tonight. I've got Zekers coming down to help me fit that. So if you've got a UHF, it's not a bad idea to bring along. It's not for banter, it's not for general chat, it's for, we've got a flat tyre back here, you guys at the front, can you stop? Or we need a part, you guys have got it, can you come back and give us a hand? That's what the UHFs are for. There's a lot of technology out there with UHFs. I know some of us have got some of the new GME XPS system, I think they're called, which you can actually track where people are and all that sort of stuff. We'll be playing with that and getting that set up as we go. But once we find a system that's really great, we'll let everyone know. But even if you've got a handheld UHF, try to get a 5 watt.
I was going to say you want 5 watt or better.
Then look, just bring it along, because if you do get stuck, it's nice just to let somebody know that you're stuck, and then we can spread the word. But we're not going to leave anyone behind, don't worry, it's all good. There's only one way you can go, and there's always going to be someone behind you, apart from you. If you break down, you're in distress.
That's it. I got a radio. Hey, come back and get me.
That's it. Okay, so food we've had a quick chat about. Obviously, be self-sufficient, bring all your own food. When we did the Coorong the other week, I brought the full kitchen.
Way too much.
As I do, and I've made a full casserole and fed half the people on the planet. Not going to do that again, because it's just, there's too much other stuff going on. Every now and then we'll do a little cooking segment probably, but what I'm going to do this time, I'm going to really smash the jet boil. Those things are just the coolest thing.
They're good.
And they're so cheap. So I'm going to be pre-making myself casserole and Thai red curry and things like that. Put them in a snap seal bag, in a portion size, chuck them in the ice box. And then when I get hungry, I'll just cut the top off, pour it in the jet boil, warm it up. I'm going to get those cups of the microwave rice. Because it's pre-cooked already.
They're easy.
Or part cooked. Pour that in as well, stir it up. Once it's hot, you eat it, wipe it out with a wet wipe.
Done.
And chuck it back in the box. So that's what I'll be doing.
All about being pretty self-sufficient as well, each of us.
Exactly, yeah. So you've got to remember, it's not a commercial tour. I know some of you have probably done commercial tours with us before, or with other people. This is a club. So we're not going to leave you behind. If you break down, we're not going to say, sucks to be you, see ya. No. We will make sure that we get you back to your vehicle, or a vehicle, to come and recover your vehicle, or we'll help you fix your vehicle and get it rolling again. Don't stress, but you do need to be self-sufficient. Don't expect someone else to have a spare tyre or tyre plugs and a compressor and everything to bail you out, even though we will. Get your own gear.
But have your own stuff,
If you're not sure what you need, give me a holler. My number's everywhere. I'll tell you again, 0407 795 295. Give me a call and we can run through a few bits and pieces that you might need. Or you can ring Scooter at Scooter Round, especially if you've got a Polaris and you need to know what belts you need, if you need any fluids or anything. Just give Scoot a ring. The Scooter Round sales down here in Adelaide. Just make sure you've got the gear to be self-sufficient, but with the peace of mind that
we'll help each other out anyway, but if everyone's got their own stuff, then it makes it easier.
Exactly right. I'm just going to quickly jump to ATV Store because we've got Luke Beechey hanging on the line, so we're going to have a quick chat to him. So here we go. Today we're going to have a quick talk about some of the things that ATV Store has. But like we were chatting before, and it's really becoming clear to me, I'm always thinking, accessories. I know you guys do clothing and all that sort of stuff as well. But really, when it comes to the mix of product that you sell specifically for our industry, it's really accessories, parts, tools, and consumables. There's quite a few different things that you do. And you were saying before that, consumables and parts make up a massive part of what you're doing.
Yeah. Consumables are just... even from when we started, we thought accessories would be the really big thing that would be a constant mover, but it's everyday consumables, CB boots, drive belts, bushers, bearings, axles, just for, huge range of vehicles, ATVs and side-by-sides, whether it's farm or sport, whatever. But yeah, it's the consumables that are so popular. So.
Yeah, I mean, obviously OEM is something that the manufacturers push very strongly, and there's reasons for that, and I get that. I work for one of the manufacturers myself. I completely understand. But there is a place for aftermarket, absolutely. Sometimes the aftermarket product is a little bit better than some of the OEM stuff, and sometimes the price varies. But in a lot of cases, like we were talking about before, like things like fuel pumps and things, some of the OEMs will sell a complete product, but they won't sell a rebuild kit, whereas ATV Store has that.
Yeah, so that's something we find a lot. Like fuel pumps are the perfect example. You've got to buy a whole fuel pump, OEM, and they are quite pricey. It could be $800, or an aftermarket whole fuel pump assembly could be $500 or $600. Where fuel pump kits are something we sell on a daily basis. I'm talking $126, $130, something like that. And it's something that you can't get OEM that we can help with. So that's a bonus. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And in my travels, I was a national sales trainer for Can-Am Off-Road. So in Australia and New Zealand, I talk to the dealers every day. And I know quite a few dealers that buy off you guys as well. So that's pretty common. It's not just the general public that buys from ATV Store.
Yeah, no, it's good. We actually have quite a lot of dealers, which is great. We are just a dealer ourselves. We're not a distributor, but we'd like to work with the dealers. And it's great because, they are asking us about things that you can't get from the manufacturers. So they're the sort of products we want to source. We want to help everyone. So, there's no point everybody having the same thing on the shelf. So if we can find the hard to get products and things that aren't available through manufacturers and dealers, and that's what we're trying to do.
I'm going to ask you a question now that we may end up throwing on the cutting room floor because I haven't run this by you yet. So I'm just going to throw it at you. If there's a product that I want and you don't have it on your website, do I just ignore ATV Store and go try to find it somewhere else, or is it something that can be done?
No, you definitely contact us. And that's how we're building our product range. So products that we're adding to our website daily is by what people are asking for, and we go looking for them. So, we have huge range of products on there you've already seen. We have many, many more coming, but that's what we do. So we still special ordering products every single day. So we have a customer service team that are on the phones all day, every day, including Saturday and Sunday now. And we are special ordering products every single day. So
I've got some homework for you. I've been trying to research a decent high lift jack for one of my X3 Maxes that we've got coming. And I can't find one in Australia anywhere, something that's small enough to throw in the machine. So there you go. I'm expecting you to come up with a solution for me, Luke.
Well, it's funny, and we haven't rehearsed this.
No, we haven't.
We're just in the middle of finishing off a deal with a jack. No, we are. We're just dealing with a jack supplier in the US at the moment that we're going to be shipping some over very shortly, and you will actually carry it with you in the vehicle, and then you will be able to use it so at home in the workshop or out on the trails. So yeah, I'm pretty happy that you asked me about that one.
I think we need to have a chat after the podcast, mate, because I'm going to need one of them. I might need three of them.
Exactly. Yep. No, that's perfect, awesome. Mate. Perfect. So
what products have you got to show us today, buddy?
So I just wanted to show a couple of common products that we do get asked about daily. So, all your side-by-side guys know about drive belts. We carry, a few different range of drive belts, brands. Side-by-side stuff, the world's best belt by G-Boost is really popular. So we sell plenty of them for all your Razors and your X3, Mavericks, all that sort of stuff. We have a product fitment finder on our website, so you can actually jump on there, put your year, make, model in, and it will show you the direct fitment for your vehicle. So I think that's something that I haven't mentioned yet that is really popular, that will help people out on the website.
I hope Tiff never sees my shopping cart on ATV Store of all the stuff that I've got that I want to buy, but I haven't hit go yet. So
yes,
hopefully Tiff doesn't listen to the podcast.
That's fine. And, I ignore those calls from her because I know what she's going to say. So, neither of us need to deal with that. So,
Beautiful.
And while we're talking about the drive belts, Razorback belt temperature gauges, we have those. They're infrared belt temperature gauge, direct temperature straight off the belt, so you know how hot it's getting when you're using it. And, you can be cruising around going slow or going fast and belts get hot. So this helps you see what temperature's doing, and then you can, adjust your driving accordingly to let the belt cool down because, you'd rather slow down, let the belt cool down than have the belt break and then you're stuck out on the trail somewhere. So
To come first you must finish. No, to finish. You know what I mean.
Exactly.
I know all the racing guys use exactly. All the racing guys use temp gauges on their belts. I know that, but I'm also seeing a lot of the recreational guys are starting to use them as well. The last thing you want is to be out in the middle of nowhere, and the temperature starts creeping up in your belt. You're not aware of it because the sand starts getting softer, and then all of a sudden you're getting up over 100 degrees and bang, she's gone. If you know it's creeping up, you can just button off a little bit and you're going to save your belt.
Yeah, perfect. That's exactly what people need to do. So
beautiful. All right, that's given us a couple of things to look at. So obviously drive belts are an important thing to always carry a spare, as well as the tools, which I'm sure they can get the tools from their dealer or from ATV Store, obviously, as well. Yeah, and always take a passenger in your side-by-side so that you've got someone to change that belt so you don't have to get out.
Yeah, so no, I'm sure Tiff would love to go with you next time you go for a drive.
Nah. Beautiful. Thanks for your time, brother. On that note, I'm out of here.
Not a drum, mate. Anytime. Talk again.
See you, mate.
All right, see ya.
Okay, now we're back. Mark, the other thing that we're doing when it comes to these rides, which is really important, is raising money for the charity.
Yes.
So we raise money each year for one particular charity in a regional area where we run a ride.
Yep.
So this year we're doing it for the Pack Saddle Progress Association. That is the goal. Obviously these things are fluid and they can move around a little bit, but that's what we're aiming to do. We want to raise as much money as we can. Now, nice little bit of news that I found out during the week. I had Michael from Polaris ring me.
Yep.
And they've stuck their hand up for a significant amount of money to go towards sponsoring the podcast, but more so towards a charity, which is great. So they're tipping in, I think it's
excellent.
$2,500.
Well done.
They're going to give us towards a charity. So our minimum that we want to give the Pack Saddle Progress Association was $10,000. I was hoping for more, but we're a quarter of the way there already.
Yeah.
Which is brilliant. So thank you so much. And obviously Can-Am have contributed as well, which is great. We want to get more businesses involved, and also there's a way that you guys can help as well. When you come along on the ride, because we're not actually getting any money from you for the club, we're going to ask at the end of the ride for you to either give us a donation towards our charity, or to give us a commitment at least of how much you're going to give from this ride, whether it's $100, whether it's $500, whatever you want to do for you and your buggy. Just give us a commitment, all the money, and we'll put it into the kitty. Anyone that gives us over the course of the year more than $1,000, then we'll be listing you when we do the charity announcement anyway. But look, just give what you can, and keep in mind that this is probably the cheapest side-by-side riding in these sort of areas you are ever going to do.
Without a doubt.
And a lot of them you're not ever going to have access to doing it.
Correct.
Thanks to our affiliation with the good people at Motorcycling Australia, and the contacts that we have with the club, and the support from the manufacturers in the industry, we're able to get access to all these really cool places. So dig deep, guys, and give what you can, and we'll be able to have a really good end of the year when we get that money together.
Excellent.
Okay, I got one little segment that I filmed when I was over in Tassie a couple of days ago with Clint Sheridan. Just a little tip and trick on the things that he does, or one of the things that he does with his X3. So we'll just go to that now. So Clint, little tech tip. One thing that I picked up that all of you boys over here in Tassie have done to your locker boxes on the back and your fuel cap covers on your X3s. Now, because you're a fisherman, you've come up with this little ingenious rig.
I'm a boater, fisherman, not so good, but anyway. So yeah, it's just a simple crimp. You can buy them from any fishing store. 400-pound mono. Little protector just because I have one kicking around.
And just a stainless carabiner.
Yeah, a little carabiner. And basically, if you have a look at the side there, well, I can take that off. You got the little spot where you can normally lock your box.
Yeah.
Obviously, you don't want to lock it every time you're going because you have to unlock it every time you want to go to your box. And if you have a couple of beers in there or something, or a soft drink. But yeah, anyway, so they might accidentally pop open. We've had it happen plenty of times before, or someone doesn't quite, you get a lot of gear in there, doesn't quite lock it down. If you just do that, it can come undone, but it can't come undone.
Perfect.
You know, it's just a bit of a safety one. That's all. Simple.
Nice. And you've also done it to your fuel cap
Yeah,
cover.
well, anyone that's got an X3 realises that occasionally you tend to lose your fuel cover, like your fuel cap cover.
We lost 3 of them on one ride.
Yeah, that's right.
We found most of them.
Well, I lost one on top of Black Bluff in Tassie. Now, if you know where that is, it's middle of nowhere. Just so lucky to have a mate that went up the following weekend and seen a Snapchat I done, knew I was there, and found my fuel cap up there. So after that, I decided to come up with a little crafty thing. Mind my shed, it's messy, so step your way up there and I'll give you a look. All right, so pull them off. There's a sneaky one in here. So what actually happens is, if you have a look up here, you can actually, straighten that up some way. Now, when you don't want it to happen, so pops out like that. on the ride, you get trees or anything, it'll rip it out, force it out easier, and it flies off and you don't notice. You're sitting on the left-hand side of these cars, so you tend to not see it. If it starts flapping around, you see that it's there. You know, so it's as simple as drilling one little sneaky hole there, one hole there, and then obviously every day-to-day use, it's like that. When you're putting it back on, it tends just to fold out of its way. You don't even know it's done, but it's just one of those things that'll save you. I think these things might be, correct me if I'm wrong, I think they're actually pushing a couple $100 by the time you buy the sticker.
Yeah.
So you can build something like that that's a couple of dollars.
And that's just the same as the locker on the back?
Exactly the same on the back. 400 pound mono, a couple of little crimps. What I have done in the past on other units, if it's a bit tight, you can just get the crimp holder instead of pliers cut in half or buy a shorter crimp. So you've actually only crimped that sort of size.
Yeah.
But it's fine on this one.
Beautiful.
Cool.
Another handy tip. Thanks, Clint.
No worries.
That's some interesting little bits of little tidbits from Clint, and obviously we're all going to adopt a lot of those things onto our X3s, and there'll be ways that you can do that sort of stuff on all the other brands as well.
Yep.
Which is awesome. Okay, one thing we haven't spoken about is fuel. Now on this run, Rawnsley Park, no problem, we'll have plenty of fuel for that one.
Yep.
But for the other big loop, the 130Ks, most of us will be fine.
We'll go close. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's surprising just how little fuel some of these machines
I can't believe it,
use.
how economical they are.
Yeah. Well, Noodles took like 4 extra 20-litre jerry cans when we went to Kingston.
Yep.
And he rode for a day and a half, and I think he still had half a tank.
Yep.
In sand.
Yep.
And pretty soft sand too. So
And going pretty hard.
yeah, and he's no featherweight.
Exactly.
Sorry, Noodles. Okay, so carrying extra fuel is something that is really important, but you've got to be safe when you're doing it.
Yep.
There's different options. I've seen plenty of people on the buggies that have rear-mounted engines, which is pretty much all of them, having fuel sitting above the engine.
No.
Not great. Not a great idea. It might look really cool at night when you burst into flames, but it's not a good idea. And also fire extinguishers, guys. Bring a fire extinguisher.
Yep.
Very, very important. I've got some quick release fire extinguisher mounts that I just got on Amazon.
Yep.
And I'll be fitting those, hopefully, if they don't break in half, on Friday when we get up to the Flinders.
Yep.
So
also, a first aid kit's good to have carrying.
First
every
aid
bug.
kit, absolutely. I got my first aid kit from the good people at Max Tracks.
Yep.
So looking forward to not ever having to use that.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
It's good to have.
Yeah, good to have. Well, if you've got one, you don't need it. That's the theory. And look, talking about fuel as well, got a jerry can from Luke at ATV Store, which is one of these bad boys. So they're just a real skinny little 10 litre jerry. We thought they'd fit underneath the front seat of the X3.
They're very close.
Oh, they're so close.
Yep.
But once you get a bit of fuel in them, I don't reckon they're going to quite squeeze under there. But there are plenty of options. For me, I can just pull the back seats forward a little bit and pop them behind there. I can put fuel on the roof racks if I need to, as long as I can try to keep up the right way this time.
Yeah.
Not that I've ever been upside down in my X3 before. But it's just a matter of trying to find spots where you can carry fuel safely. You won't need a lot. It's just a splash and dash.
Yep.
Usually 7.5, 10 litres, something like that. I know Rotopacks do a 7.5 litre that does fit under the seat in an X3. But just, have a talk to your local dealer and find out what the different options are. And if you can bring a little bit of extra fuel, you just won't get caught out.
Yep.
All right, that's about all we have to do for this episode. So that's episode 2. Thanks, guys, for listening in.
Looking forward to next weekend.
It's going to be a massive weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Yeah. No one's going to get hurt. Everyone's going to have fun, and we're
definitely going to have fun.
We're going to get a lot of footage too.
Oh yeah, and great footage too.
Yeah.
Spectacular.
We're looking forward to sitting around the campfire with you guys having a Corona.
Done.
See you guys.
See ya.